Hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. Alright, we're going to be doing the assembly, build of the FREEWING F4 90mm Phantom. And we're going to start right off the bat with the most tedious, hardest part of this build, which is not hard, you just have to follow certain steps. And that is installing your elevators, okay? They have to go on a certain way, but let me adjust the camera before we go any further. Okay. Alright, now in the instructions, as you can see, you're going to want to have 8mm of up elevator trim, okay? So this is, if you look at the structure here, how the plane is, this is what we're looking at, okay? Okay, see this rectangular corner 90-degree step here? Alright. And if you look on the actual piece they're talking about that right there. That's the only nice. So I'm going to measure down 8mm. Okay. I'm going to use my little caliper here. And I need a Sharpie. I'm going to make a small mark on the foam. Okay. I'm going to set this for 8mm. I highly suggest you invest in one of these calipers. It just, when you're figuring out your rates and your CG and everything, it just makes life a lot easier. Alright, so what I'm going to do, see what I'm doing? 8mm down. I'm going to make a little indentation there. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Sharpie, and then I know that that's my mark. I'll come around the other side. Okay, I'll do the same thing. And make my mark. So, that way that elevator is going to line up with that right there. Okay, so I can now, the tools you're going to need to do this with, other than the glue, is you're going to need a 2mm hex head drive. I think it's 2mm, yeah. A 2mm hex drive, okay? And you're going to need these two grub screws that have a little bit of Loctite on them. You're also going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. All right, I'm going to need one that's got a little more butt to it, because this one, those things are in there. These are in at the factory, and they're not going to want to come out all that easy. Definitely have yourself a little magnetic tray. These are just huge lifesavers. Okay. I know it's a big honking screwdriver, but it's got a very strong magnet and it gets the job done. And if you drop something, you don't have to go way out of your way to pick it up. Now, take the cover off. What I'm going to do is we're going to activate this servo, okay? And we're going to make sure that it is centered, okay, before we go any further. This model is too nice. I mean, you don't want to take shortcuts anyways, because a shortcut can crash your plane, okay? But go ahead and take the time and let's make sure that's it. So that's the furthest extension there, furthest extension there. So right there should be centered. All right. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your 2mm hex drive go ahead and open up, get those 2 grub screws out. Don't lose them. That's why you want these little magnetic trays. Okay. Put one on the end of this, on the end of your 2mm hex drive. Okay. Okay. Grab one of your elevators. Okay. Now these are already kind of marred up and will easily take the back of the screw. Make sure your ball link is on there really good too. Alright, yeah, see? I made sure that it popped in the rest of the way. You've got to make sure of that. Remember, this is the bottom, so you want to see the bottom half. So you want to see the silver side of what you should be looking at right now. Okay? Slide that all the way on there like that. Okay? Go ahead. Alright. Pop on your cover, because that's where your mark is. Okay? No, I didn't make it anywhere near close enough. Okay, but see where that's at? See my mark? Okay, my mark right there. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is kind of memorize where it lines up there. Okay, so line that up. So if I put that, line that up there, hold that in place. See that line? Okay. Now I can understand the problem here. Okay. Let's get that anchored in there. I'm not going to tighten it down all the way. I'm just going to get it pretty close. Okay, then I'm going to slide this one on here. And get my other grub screws. Got the Loctite on them. Like I said, I'm not anchoring these down all the way. I'll kind of get these as even as I can with each other. And this is just going to be a process of elimination. Okay, where it's not going to move. Okay. Alright, they're nowhere near even with each other. Okay, so let's at least get them even with each other. Okay. Get them even with the bottom of that tail there. Okay. Alright. Then let me tighten them up just a little bit more, so they'll at least hold that position. Okay. Making sure they're still even with each other. And now I am, look at that, look at that. I'm nowhere near. I'm even. I am even with each other. Okay, well what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep fiddling this back and forth until they both line up perfectly 8 millimeters down. Okay, and then I'll show you afterwards. Alright, we're back. Alright, well I kept fiddling with it back and forth to where I now have them perfectly lined up right there at 8 millimeters there. Okay. 8 millimeters there. Okay. And that's how they look the very back. Okay. Pretty even with each other. Alright, well very even with each other. So now I can put my tail piece back together. And that is the absolute hardest part of this entire build. Okay. And it's what it is. It's going to be. I can already tell you that's going to be the hardest part of the whole thing. After studying the schematics and the build videos, other people's build videos, this is the hardest part. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to get it right before I attach the tail. Okay, and You're saying, well, wait a minute, you're supposed to attach that tail part first before. No, you can, but what I want to do, I'm going to let gravity be my friend and take care of. See over there? See over there? All right. I'm going to let gravity take care of that for me. I'm holding the tail in place while the glue dries. Okay. All right. Another. All right. Okay. Now, let's reposition the camera and get on with this assembly. Okay. Now here's where you're going to want to get your go-get-em wire. Always do, this is the other half of the fuselage, always do a test fit. Always. Okay? You don't have to worry about the wire. It's going to be on top. It's going to fish through to the top here. That's just going to line up just like that. There's definitely some resistance. Let that just fall into place. Just like that. Okay? And that's all you're going to have to do. And it fits just perfectly. So, let's go ahead and get our glue. See, that wire is going to go down here on top, so you don't have to worry about that wire right now. Let's go ahead and get the world's best glue ever. Okay? We're going to take our knife. Score parts of this up, because you should always do that. Anytime you're going to be gluing foam to foam, okay, make sure that you score the foam surfaces up, or you can use some sandpaper if you prefer. Okay. Okay. I'll put a generous amount in there. Let that go down that channel. Don't put so much that squeezes out the side. But you definitely want to make sure you've got good contact here. Okay. I'll put some on the wing spar itself. Okay. I'll let it make contact. I should not have put glue there yet. Let it make contact. Okay, make sure it's in place. Alright, then I'm going to grab it. Pull it apart. See the strings? A little bit of air get in there. Okay. Then I'm going to push it back down. Alright, push that back down there. Okay, well, while we're here, go ahead. Since we know that's where the tail hook's going to go, and we're not worried about the tail hook, go ahead and put some. Now the surface is pretty marred, so I'm not worried about sanding this so much. Okay, go ahead and put that tail hook in. This also helps to secure everything in place. Okay. All right, I'll set that off to the side. Get that tail hook center just right. Okay. Set that off the side and let gravity work its magic. Actually, I'm going to turn it this way. Alright, just going to let that set and let gravity work on that. Alright, we'll be back in a few minutes to finish this build while that sets. I'm going to go make me some lunch. Alright, we're back. Alright, now, what you're going to want to do is get this, we got that glued on there. You're going to want to get the go get 'em wire that they provided with you, provided with the kit. Okay, maybe. All right. All right, there we go. Fish it through, let it kind of hug the top, okay? I'm going to take your elevator lead, okay? Go ahead. Pull that on through there. See, there it is on the other side, okay? Make sure it's just sitting down there in that channel, okay? Take your rudder. Now, I've already off camera made sure that everything works on the rudder. Okay. So now you want to do this one at a time. First thing let's do is pull the, remember hugging the top of the fuselage with your go get 'em wire. Hug the top the best you can. Okay. Grab the light lead for the strobe. Okay, let's go ahead and pull that on through. Okay, kind of set that off the side. Fishing it through one more time, hugging the top of the fuselage. Grab your rudder lead, okay? Grab a hold of it. And pull that through to the other side. Okay. Make sure you drop your go get 'em wire on the floor at least 2 or 3 times through the night. It likes that. All your wires should be all. You should have 3 wires total. Your elevator, your rudder, and then your lead for the light. Okay. Pull all them through. Okay. And then you're going to let that rudder, make sure you're not pinching anything. Let that rudder just kind of sit down in its little cradle there. Okay, just like that. Going to take your Phillips head screwdriver. Okay. And your next little set of screws are going to be these flat-headed, look like wood screws. Okay, remember, invest in those little metal trays. They just make your life so much easier. Okay. Provided you can get the bag open. Okay. All right. There's 4 spots, 2 on either side where they go in at. I want my big screwdriver with that strong magnet on there. Let that line up there. Balance. Go ahead and secure that with my hand on the other side. Just get it nice and snug. You don't have to get it so tight that the thing bows out on you. because it'll start bowing out on if you're not careful. But nice and snug. Got it in there. Okay. There you go. Okay. If you put it too tight, this structure here will start bowing out. Kind of did that on this other side. So I'm gonna back that off just a touch. Okay. All right. Now, while we're here, we want to turn our attention, okay, to the wiring harness or the control board. All right. I love this plane stand, by the way. All right. In this wiring harness, let me look at the schematics real quick, because you have a certain way that those wires hook up. All right. This wiring schematic is set up, is laid out, wing on either side. This is to the back. Okay, so what I'm looking for is the elevator is going to be the second slot in. Okay, where I'm going to hook in the rudder is going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slot ins where I'm going to hook up the rudder, and the strobe light I'm going to hook up the very last point on the other end. So let's pick up that strobe light first. Okay. And I'm just going to have to, my head's going to be in the way. Okay, I need that black strobe light. Now, it shows that the negative side, or is the black side, is going to go towards the inside. So the red wire will be towards the rear of the plane. Okay. Let me give you a little close-up what this looks like before I plug everything in. Maybe you can see up in there. Well, can't really see that well up in there, but you'll be able to see it when you put yours together. Okay. All right. Remember, the black side goes towards the rear of the plane. I'm going to go to the very last one in. These are like little hemostat sort of wires. You know what? Needle nose will be better for this. Long needle nose. I pulled it right out. Okay. And then we said The rudder would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in. Okay. This is rudder here with the signal wire being towards the back of the plane. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's all the way against the wires that are already plugged in. And on the board itself, it's actually labeled rudder too. So it's just you have 2 slots for each. And then the elevator is on the second one in. And that's my last one that's not plugged in. Remember, the white or the light goes towards the rear. Now, I know my hands are in the way, but I'm going to show you what it should look like when you're all done. Okay. Make sure that's in there good. All right. Okay. Now to show you, okay, if you look, right there is that strobe light. Right there is the rudder. And right there is the elevator. All right, that's what you plug those in. Everything, that's the only wires that you're going to have to plug in. Okay? So let's back up. All right. We'll go ahead, turn the plane upside down. Okay. We're now going to concentrate on the wings. Okay. The spars only fit one way. The big one fits here in the front. Okay. May have to fiddle with it to get it to go through the other side. Sometimes a twisting action is all it takes. Okay. Now, on these wing ribbons, they have little teeth on them. They only fit one way. Okay. So you really can't mess it up. As you can see those teeth there? Those sections there? That's how they're going to fit in there. Okay. So you're going to want to get your wing spars lined up. Okay. I suggest pulling your wing spar out just a touch for this one to get it lined up onto the wing. All right, and then pull that ribbon out just a little bit. There's not much room. Okay. And then just, this is not that big of a model as far as the wingspan goes. So you should be able to get away with not taking the wings off. But these are designed to come on and off. So don't let it fret. Okay. Like I say, they only fit in there one way. Make sure they're in there good. Okay. All right. That wing on. Now we're going to take them big screws, whatever I did with them, and we're right here. Okay. These big honking screws. Okay. Open them up. Put them on your magnetic tray. And you're going to take your first 2. Okay. has a very definite bottoming out point. Okay. Make sure it's good and snug. Don't want to over tighten it, but just good and tight. Just not super, super tight. Kind of pull on the wing. It's not going anywhere. Okay. Take the model. Okay. Put it over here now. Well, I love this plane stand. Okay. Going to line up. Paying attention to those teeth and that ribbon. Okay. Put that on that wing spar there. Put it on this wing spar here. I had to fight with it just a little bit. Okay. Pay attention to your ribbon. Okay. The teeth go towards the top of the plane. And we're dealing with the bottom of the plane right now. So might have to finagle just a little bit. Okay. Like I said, I'm mad to put my head in your way so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. But like how you put these in, these ribbons in, is very obvious. Okay, they only fit one way. You can't get it wrong. Okay, so don't fret that you can't see what I'm doing right now. Okay. But they set right in there. Okay. All right, that's in there good. The ribbon's in there good. Slide your wing on the rest of the way. Let's go ahead and secure it. Okay. Now is a great time, while we got the wing in this position, to check them ball links, them ball sockets. Make sure they're good and tight. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and put on our missiles. Our missiles. Tight. 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 Now, what I want to do is I want to make sure these ball links are on there. They're not, that they're seated in there all the way. Okay. Turn the model around again. Try not to drop it. Try not to hit anything. Okay. Make sure them ball links are all the way on there. And see, that one wasn't all the way on there. That other one was not all the way on there. Okay, now we're going to do our missiles. And this glue works pretty good, pretty fast. Okay. Same glue, but because it's so light, we're not going to hurt it very hard. Okay, hurt it very hard. Does that make sense? All right. You're going to grab these pieces here. Okay, both these pieces here. Okay, you're looking for both these pieces. Okay, grab your glue. Oh, wrong glue tube. There we go. Go with the one. Always go with the glue tube. It's already open. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit here, there, on that one. Okay, and then you're going to fish it through there like that. It only fits in there one way. You really can't mess it up. Okay, you're going to put that piece together just like so. Set that off to the side. Okay, move here, and there. Same thing here. Glue that together just like that. So you get the excess. Okay, go ahead. You know what you can do to help? Since this goes in this way, this part, you can go ahead and add your missiles to it. Okay, slide that on there like that. Slide that on there like that. Okay, that railing system goes right there. Okay. That goes on there like that. Go on there like that. Okay. And that railing system goes in there like that. Okay. Make sure it's lined up. Now, remember I said these, you can't mess these up. Okay. The channel that the wood goes in is the outside of the far side of the wing. So this is going to be this one here. So I'm going to put glue right there on that. And I'm going to put just a touch on that side there. Okay. And that fits down in there just like that. I'm going to put glue here, along here, and on that side there. Okay. Make sure you drop your glue lid a couple of times each night, because you're not building if you don't drop stuff. If you don't drop stuff, you're not building. Okay. Go ahead and move the model again. Okay. Again. This one goes, like I said, the wood goes to the outside, so it's only going to fit in there one way. Okay. Now you can take your missiles or your tanks. They fit on there like that. Okay. This one fits on there like that. All right. We're not done. We're not done with peripherals. Not yet. Okay. But you can. Trust me, that glue fits, those pieces fit in there so tight. Those missiles are not going to fall off, even though they're still glued, still wet. All right. All right. Go ahead and put your canopy on. Okay. All right. Now, two more little peripherals that we glue on, and they only go on a certain way. Got to find them. I got one in my hand, but what happened to the other? There it is, over there. Okay. These only fit these little antenna. All right. If you look up here, let me get. Okay. If you look up there, they only fit one way. Okay. Get the model in here. Okay, but see how they're keyed? See that shape there? Okay. Looky here. See how that's keyed there? All right. That gives you, FBI calls that a clue as to how that goes. Okay. Don't have to go crazy with the glue. There's not much stress on that piece. Okay. Actually got too much glue on that one, but it'll be all right. All right. And now, for the second, other than the tail, the absolute second most hardest part of the assembly of the FREEWING F4 Phantom. This is just grueling. Isn't that horrible? And that's your nose cone, folks. All right. Well, folks, there you go. That is the final assembly build of the FREEWING 90mm F4 Phantom. Let me get this, get you positioned a little bit better. Okay. And like I said, that's just the basic assembly. Okay. Not doing anything electronic. All we did, the closest thing we did electronics was check stuff with the servo tester and plug the servo leads in the correct place on the control board. Other than that, the next video will be the radio rates and CG video. And before I do that, though, I will be installing a afterburner in it. It's a KM model afterburner. They're version 5. And I've got couple of videos on how that's done. It's just simply bolts the back of the motor. It's very simple. And but that will be, I'll show that when I show the radio rates and CG video. All right, folks. Well, that is the assembly of the FREEWING F4 Phantom 90mm. This is Fat Guy Flies RC saying God bless y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, God is great. And that is a big, honking, beautiful plane. Bye, y'all.